Hello and welcome to this week's news. Today we have some breaking news about the Train Sim World 2 Rush Hour DLC that will be released this summer, including the 3 routes that will come with the DLC, some information about the background, i.e. why it's called Rush Hour, the price, and what platforms it will be released on. Originally, this announcement was meant to be made by Dovetail Games on the 4th of May, which would be tomorrow. However, they seem for some reason to have posted in advance the details in their archive section on the website, the link to which you can find down below in the description or in our Discord server. Without further ado, let's get into the news. So first of all, this is the thumbnail you were greeted with the Train Sim World 2 Rush Hour, which will give you an indication to what is featured within the DLC. And there you can see the 3 locomotives that will be featured. One is a Deutsche Bahn, so this is going to be a German line. There's an American train, and on the left there is a UK or British stock train that might be familiar to you because they seem to be them. There is a lot of them in the UK. And of course, as with Train Sim World 2 when it was released last year, it also appears that the trend has followed, i.e. they've made one German route, one American route, and one UK route. Perhaps these are the 3 strongest market areas for the game, and thus why we get a route from each of the 3 areas. So first of all, before we get into the routes themselves specifically, what exactly does Rush Hour entail? So Rush Hour is a simulation where it allows you to also experience the hustle and the bustle of rush hour, where the signals are tighter, the timetables are tighter, there's more passengers, and basically it is a more stressful experience, but also perhaps a more rewarding one as well. So this is for someone that wants to take their simulation experience with Train Sim World 2 and feels particularly like they have mastered the game and the trains to the next level. And then the first route that will be featured is the Northeast Corridor, and it will feature a line from Boston to Providence. So as you can see here, this is one of the busiest rail lines in the United States, and you get to drive the Amtrak City Sprinters, and there you go, it's an ACS 64. So here we get a snapshot of what the line looks like, as well as what the train and the carriages look like. And this is the American side. A bit different to Train Sim World 2 is instead of it being a freight line, this time it's a passenger line. And of course that makes sense because with Rush Hour it's really about the passengers, and that's where the focus is at. We also have the UK line, which is the Brighton main line connecting London Victoria to Brighton. So this is a very busy commuter route linking Victoria Station, passing through Gatwick Airport, and finally to the south coast in Brighton. This is one of the southern services and also operated by Gatwick Express. And here you have the BR Class 387 EMU, which is in the picture, and you probably see these trains a lot in the UK. And this is one of the busiest lines and one of the main lines in the UK, and it's certainly going to be a nice little feature as well. The last line we have added is the Bahnstrecke Riesa Dresden. So this has multiple different variations and branches, so this will allow you to not only do one line but basically different routes, which just adds a bit more to the gameplay, spices it up a bit, creates some variety. And of course there'll be Regional Express, which is basically your intercity. The S-Bahn is your city, so it's a bit like a tram, or it's more of an overground. So the S-Bahn is like an overground basically, and this is basically a city service. So this is a nice little addition and an Inter-Express. So not only does this feature the kind of more the area that Train Sim World 2 of course focuses more on, which is the intercity travel, but it also has a nice kind of local and city one as well. And then you have the complex network of Dresden Central Station, and you will get to transport passengers and freight. So this includes not only passengers but also freight trains, and you get the Deutsche Bahn stock, the BR442, BR143, BR146.2, all in the Deutsche Bahn livery, and then you also get a BR185.5 in a MRCE black livery. So this is also another thing that will be featured within the DLC, and again following the trend from TSW2. And then there's a few here's just basically the locos. Then we already covered through them, but basically you have your ACS from the Amtrak, and you also have some other locomotive, and then it basically gives you which corridor it is. So it's the Boston to Providence corridor. You have your South Southern, so this is the operator of the line from London to Brighton, which is, by the way, operated by Go Ahead. And you have your Class 377/4, and you also have some Gatwick Express BR classes, and then you have the information there about the main line. So basically this just summarizes it for you, and then you have, we've kind of gone through this again, so I'm not going to go through all over this again, but basically this here is your trains and your line in one sentence. And then, of course, there's some more stuff you might be wondering. So, obviously, Train Sim World 2 is required for this. And the cost of the add-on is going to be €29.99 or £25 or $29.99, which is, again, it's €30 or £30, $30 and £25. So it's the same price as Train Sim World 2, but of course, rather than the usual DLCs, for example, the Arosa Line Tour or the Clinchfield Railroad, where it's one line and one train for €30, here you get 3 trains, or you get 3 trains with more variations and 3 different lines as well. So basically, it works out a third of the price compared to a normal DLC, although this is essentially like what seems to be a yearly release for TSW2, where they release 3 lines as part of a game. Of course, you need Train Sim World 2 to run this, so this is not a brand new game. Instead, this is TSW2, and it's an add-on for it, although they are upgrading the Unreal Engine 4 to a new version, which should enhance the experience, especially if you're running on a higher spec device or one of the later gen consoles, i.e. the PS5 and the Xbox Series X or S. And then, of course, these are the platforms it will be available on. So you'll be able to run this on PlayStation, Xbox One, PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X. So basically, the current and the new generation of consoles, as well as Steam, which is basically PC. And that is basically the new Train Sim World 2 Rush Hour DLC in a nutshell. It will be releasing in summer 2020-21, perhaps around August when Train Sim World 2 released. We shall see how it goes, but nonetheless, this looks like a quite exciting DLC. I know the London-Brighton line has been something many have wanted to see in Train Sim World 2, and of course, it seems it has a lot of variety, and especially the S-Band is something that I think will be nice to see. So this is something to be looking forward to. It's quite reasonably priced, and of course we'll be doing videos and streams of this on the channel when it is released, so make sure to subscribe for that, and also for your regular simulation news content. Let me know what you think about the Rush Hour DLC, and what you think about the information that's been posted. Are you excited? And etc. And that is it for now. Make sure to hit that like button, join the Discord for more, and that is it. Until next time.